minutes, and there's always the one parent who's got to go to one event, and then they're kind of sliding in at the last minute. I am so glad you guys are here tonight. This is going to be full of a lot of excitement. We've been working so hard all semester to get where we are in our instruments, and they're sounding really good. I am so excited not only about tonight, but also about what is yet to come in the next semester and next year as sixth graders, and some of you guys are going on to seventh grade, so it's going to be really neat. Hopefully you got to hear the magic of the mouthpiece. Did everybody get to hear? Yes. Not only at your house, but also here all together in Roberts Middle School. Quick introductions. I'm Melissa Hargrave. I'm one of the band directors here, and I'm in charge of teaching the woodwinds and percussion. And this is Mr. Fred Patrick, and he gave a presentation earlier with the brass students that he teaches. So, and we work together to make sure that your students learn their instruments really well. All right. And we're just counting down the minutes. Our students have been working very hard. Keeping the audience nice and calm helps to make sure that they get to keep their concentration levels and all of that. And you guys have already demonstrated that really well. Obviously they come from good people. So we're going to start off by introducing some instruments. So we have 5 different woodwind instruments up here, and also we have our percussion section. I'm going to start off with our flute section. So flutes, if you guys can stand up for just a moment, please. Okay, so flutes are one of the smallest instruments that we have in the woodwind section. And so because, their instruments are a little bit smaller, they're a little quieter, and they typically sit towards the front. All right? And then I was going to let you guys hear, again, the magic of it's called a head joint. I don't know why flutes have a different name than everybody else, but if you guys can do some head joint sounds, please. You probably heard this a lot back in September. Right. And they're the only instrument that gets to do this. So that's our flute section. Next, the next highest instrument that we have is the oboe section. Oboes, can you guys stand up? All right. And so oboes, a lot of times they get confused for the clarinet, but they're not clarinets. They sound much different than very much different than a clarinet. So you'll notice at the very top of their instrument they have a reed, and it's a double reed. There's 2 reeds at the top. You guys have this. And play some of your sounds on your reeds, please. You're ready. Sounds like music. Now, at this point, you're probably very jealous of my job. But we get used to what it sounds like and what it will become on the instrument. Okay? All right, and then we have our next highest instrument. And this is quite the army of clarinets. I counted it all up, and we do have about 22 clarinet players. So, anyway, they are going to show us their mouthpiece sounds. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to have them stand up. How could I? All right, clarinets, would you guys stand up for your parents? All right, and you guys will notice they only have a reed on one side of the mouthpiece, so it does look quite a bit different than the oboes. Okay, thank you. Now, ready? I only have about 6 or 8 at a time. I don't have all 22 all at once. But they are making the absolute correct sound on their mouthpiece. I know you probably can't tell, but they're making an F sharp. So, all right, very good. So then we have, you notice like the bigger the instrument, the further we put them back, just because it carries towards you. The next biggest instrument we have are our saxophones. And yeah, a lot of people know what the saxophone is. All right, saxophones, can you guys stand up? So at this age group, we start them on an alto saxophone, and there are different saxophones. There's alto, tenor, baritone, soprano, but alto saxophone seems to fit in the hands of a 5th or a 6th grader much more easily than a larger saxophone. So this is a little bit lower than the clarinet, just because it's a little bit bigger part of their instrument. Ready? Set. And 1 and 2 and ready. All right, and we do have one more instrument that is even lower than the saxophone. Right here in the middle, we have our bassoon section. And so bassoons actually read in the same clef as like tubas and trombones. Oh, wait, stand up and show them this.
That's my baby.
A very long instrument. And then finally, you might notice the ladies and gentlemen in the back over here, and they're in our percussion section. So when we first start teaching percussion, we stick with 2 different instruments, and it simplifies things. And then as they learn those instruments really well, then they start to learn on different instruments. So the 2 instruments that we focus on are the marimba, which is a large keyboard, kind of looks like a xylophone. And then we also have our practice pads. If you can imagine, if we were to have, 3, 4, 5 snare drums all at once, that would also get quite loud. So, in order to, kind of save the band director's ears a little bit and the students, we do something called a practice pad. So it helps them to hear, and it feels the same way as a snare drum head would, but it's a lot quieter. So can you guys do some chord? Just chords. We're gonna do So we're going to take a trip down memory lane, and we're going to start with one of the songs that we started playing very early on. And this one is called Band on Parade, but this is, winter concert, so we're going to call it Band on Holiday Parade.
I wonder what else we usually another one do.
And next we're going to combine our clarinets and our saxophones. Ready? How many of you guys have heard this squeak happening? Yes, yes. That is very normal for a clarinetist. And actually, we have gotten that down to a minimum, haven't we? We've taken a lot of the squeaking out. So anyway, I'm very happy, like they're learning, they're building their muscles, and it's getting a lot better, right? Okay. Percussion, are you ready for number 11?
Probably squeaky. Because she was always doing it. Remember? Caught her in the bag. She was
Alright, and now we're combining articulation with also moving their fingers. So you can see each one gets a little bit harder, each line does. So this is line number 12, parted by the sea. We're going to start with our flutes all by themselves. tonguing faster notes. So the next one we're going to do is a quarters word. So, ready, go. I wanted to thank teachers and staff for their support and also for being here tonight. And then finally, I wanted to thank you parents. I know that you guys have endured a little bit of, extra sounds, but also thank you so much for investing in your child and letting us, get to teach them. There's such a joy to teach every single day. It's never, ever a dull moment in the band hall. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. And if you would please, it is kind of a tradition that we help out the custodians and that we stack the chairs on the racks. So again, thank you so much, and Merry Christmas.